How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Living Dead formats where physical media never dies. And today we have another Deathcore collection update, starting off with a project that I wish I had some of their early stuff from, but it was one of the only things I could find at my local Deja Vu discs. So the only thing I have from them is this. This is Suffocation with Return to Despair from 2011. This is their third album, and if you haven't heard of Suffocate, if I called them Suffocation, my bad, Suffocate. They started in 2003 and are obviously a deathcore band out of Oakland, California, USA. And besides this, they also have 2 other albums and 2 demos. This album is pretty chill, I guess, for a lack of a better word, of a deathcore album. Suffocate definitely have some better releases in their discography, like Oakland. This one is pretty much just meat and potatoes. Again, it's a fairly chill deathcore album. Nothing really standoutish or too crazy happens throughout this album. It's your typical like low tune guitars, some high and low growls, and the odd breakdown here or there. But this one isn't really what people come to for Suffocate when they reach out for stuff from this project. They recently had one of their demos released on the Been There, Seen That label that's been releasing a lot of old deathcore demos and debut albums and stuff like that. But yeah, compared to the other stuff that's in this collection update, this isn't actually too bad. I'd probably reach for this before the next 2 bands. But the last band on this you want to stick around for because they're fantastic and one of the earlier bands to come out in this genre. So yeah, Suffocate started in 2003. This is their third album, 2011's Return to Despair. Would be cool to see these guys get back together and do some more stuff that's similar to their old days. Let me know what you think of Return to Despair. Do you prefer their other albums? Of course you do. Moving on. The next 3 albums I have are from a very interesting band. At first, I didn't think I liked them more than the band that follows it that I'm going to show, but after spending some time last night getting familiarized again with all these albums before I present them to you, I definitely feel like I enjoy Arsonists Get All the Girls more than the next project. So this is Game of Life. This is their second album. This is from 2007, and if you don't know who Arsonists Get All the Girls are, one, I don't blame you, and wow, what a title for a band, right? They started in 2005. Here's the back. And they are from Santa Cruz, California, USA. Definitely not somewhere that I'm used to hearing music from. Santa Cruz. I feel like that seems more like a skateboarding related place to talk about. Or surfing maybe? This comes with a sampler, I think, of something else if I could open it up. Yeah, this comes with a Century Media sampler with a few of those bands in there. Pause at any time if you want to see which bands there are. I just saw Himsaw. I don't know if I like them or not. Haven't heard from them. The Agonists is good. Obviously, Suicide Silence is good. Winds of Plague. So yeah, there's a couple of decent tracks on here that they are sampling along with this album. But I feel like those bands you'd probably know before Arsonists Get All the Girls. This one I've spent the most time with. I listened to this mostly in my mid-20s, back when I was in Diaphasia and Snakes of Medusa and stuff like that. I used to listen to Arsonists Get All the Girls. Their first album, Hits from the Bow, and this one would be a regular rotation. I never had a physical copy of this one until now, though, so pretty cool. Besides the albums that I'm going to show you now, though, they also have 2 other albums. One obviously being Hits from the Bow, and the other one I can't remember the name of. Maybe I'll put it here. So that, and yeah, these guys are deathcore, but they also have like progressive elements and electronic elements. They are a very kind of sci-fi sounding project with like very ADHD kind of compositions. One minute they're doing one thing, the next minute they're doing a completely other tempo and sound with keyboards all over it and going Like, it's pretty wild stuff. The vocals range from deep growls to mids to really screechy, crazy, high-pitched, growly vocals. But yeah, this one is the one that I've spent most time with. I enjoy this logo the best as well. Let's show the other ones I got though. I also have Portals, which is their third album, and it's from 2009. Not a fan really of that logo. This album is okay. I don't really have anything too bad to say about it. It's basically a progression of what they're doing in their other album, but slightly less ADHD. They're starting to mature a little bit with this one, and I feel like toned down the super spastic compositions, but they're still from one end of the spectrum to the other in this. It's kind of their signature sound, and that really didn't change too much when it came to the next album, which is Motherland 2011. This logo is interesting. Still not as good as the original one, but better than the Portals logo. This one is a fairly enjoyable album. It's starting to go into a different, more mature sound again, less crazy and spastic, all over the place compositions, but they still mix the deathcore with the noodly keyboard sci-fi stuff, and then the high vocals and the low vocals and the mids and the, like, there's a lot going on sometimes in each one of these songs. Not too much going on the disc. That's what's underneath. So yeah, these guys are very different from your usual deathcore experience. They require some kind of like preferred taste for sure. These aren't ones you just throw on at random and think you're going to enjoy right away, unless you know you're into like heavy stuff with random time changes and compositions being thrown from one place to the other with keyboard sounding sci-fi stuff. It's a very eccentric type of deathcore, and like I said, all bunch of different kinds of vocals on it. It's not something you throw on casually, but yeah, Arsonists Get All the Girls is definitely one of those ones that if you're looking for something strange and unique and alien sounding but got the heaviness, that'll probably scratch that itch for you. Yeah, better than the next band in my opinion. So the next band I have got 3 albums from, and that is from Dr. Acula. Now, I remember mentioning a few videos ago that I thought Dr. Acula were a way better deathcore band than Emure, but after giving them a listen, I don't know if I'd reach for Dr. Acula before Emure anymore. I would probably actually reach for Emure. Now, this album is Social Event of the Century. It's definitely the most spastic out of the 3 I'm going to show you, and it's one of their earlier ones. I do have their second album. This one's being their third from 2010. Yeah, pretty sure I showed this before, but yeah, I have this one as well. Below Me. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this one and see if it's as crazy and as wild and as spastic as the stuff I'm gonna show you. But yeah, I ended up getting that one a long while ago. I got it for the wife because she kind of liked that stuff back in the day, but I don't know. Anywho, if you don't know who Dr. Acula are, they started in 2005. They are a deathcore band with mathcore elements, whatever the hell mathcore are. I guess it's a very calculated, precise timing and time changes and compositions. But to me, it just sounds like attention deficit hyper disorder and someone that needed a whole bunch of Ritalin sat down and wrote an album that changes tone and speed and time signatures all over the place. And the vocals are just like in your face all the time. It's a very chaotic sound. They're from New York, USA. Besides the albums I'm going to show, they also have 3 other albums. Obviously, Below Me is one of them, 1 EP and 1 demo. Yeah, this is some of the most random, crazy stuff that I've heard in a while, and the production isn't as good as Arsonists Get All the Girls, so it's kind of got that janky production as well. Not bad, it's just a little thin, I guess. But yeah, so that's this album. Social Event of the Century, not something I'm probably going to reach for on purpose. Same with Slander, which is their 4th album. It's from 2011. It's still wild and crazy and out of there, and the production's not the greatest. Again, not bad. It's not like black metal type of production or anything, or like punk, but it's not as beefy or as polished as Arsonist Get All the Girls. Not really much behind the disc. I've heard someone say that you kind of know what Dr. Acula you're going to get by the logo, and I've seen it. They've got 2 or 3 already so far. There's the back there with a hint of their DR Nation logo popping up. But yeah, this one's 2011's Slander, 4th album. Can't really say too much about it. It's starting to get a little bit better here and there. And I think there might have been like a breakdown on one of the songs that I really enjoyed. But I don't know. Their song titles are fucking wacky too. Like Fire Crotch, The Venereal Van Ride, Currently Sexting, Cocaine Avalanche. Like just really weird, eccentric song titles too, just to be edgy, I think. I don't know. They're not what I remember them being. All right, let's move on to the last one. This one actually seems to be a little bit more mature sounding and a little bit slightly better production and a little less spastic and easier digestible by me. But I feel like fans of Dr. Acula probably don't find Nation the greatest. There's a song on here that I feel like was supposed to be like a huge single. Maybe The Party Is Over, Locked on Target. I think maybe that was it. I'm not sure though. But yeah, this one was definitely a little bit more enjoyable for me. A little bit closer to your usual deathcore adventure. That's behind the disc. So yeah, I don't know. I might have to check out the albums after this one and see if they're worth getting. But this seems to be heading in a direction that I didn't mind. They're trying too much all at once most of the time. They're trying to fit too many things going on in one bar of music or a couple of bars of music. It's just a sensory overload when you're not expecting it, and has kind of early Attila vibes. Like if you listen to the album with Water in the Soda Cup, or if you've been lucky enough to hear their Fallacy album, it kind of has that vibe in some of their albums. Not this one, but Slander and Social Event, that has more early Attila vibes in a lot of the songs. But yeah, the vocals in this are mostly highs with the odd low and tough guy hardcore vocal stylings, and they like to use a lot of movie and South Park and stuff like that samples throughout it. They're kind of those kind of memey deathcore bands. If you're just getting into them, maybe start with Nation before you start going in their earlier back catalog and experiencing that really hyper ADHD randomness and noodly solos that come out of nowhere for a second and then leave again and back to deathcore. Like, yeah, very all over the place. Definitely gotta have a preferred taste for these guys. I, again, wasn't expecting to like Arsonist Get All the Girls more, but here we are. So yeah, those are the 3 albums I have by Dr. Acula for this. I also obviously have below me, but yeah, that's all the Dr. Acula for this collection update. Let's get into the last thing. I feel this went by pretty quickly, so yay, less editing. The last thing in this collection update is an excellent band, and I wish I had more of them. I can't believe I fucking sold Misery or whatever album, Mourning? Day of Mourning? Yeah, but anyways, what I'm talking about is Despised Icon from 2002 is when these guys started out. So before a lot of these bands. Suffocate started in 2003, so they're a year behind. But yeah, Despised Icon, great band from Quebec, Canada. Besides this, they also have 5 other albums, 2 EPs and 2 demos to check out. So there's a lot of these guys to go back and check out if you enjoy them. This just happens to be their 5th album from 2016. Yeah, these guys are just your typical deathcore, but done well, done first for the most part. Their vocals are high or mid or some lows thrown in. Kind of has some of those semi-hardcore tough guy hardcore vocals as well. There's even some breeze going on in this. I can't remember if they did it in their earlier works, but yeah, Ills of Modern Man and Day of Mourning and stuff like that I'm gonna have to track down eventually. But yeah, Despised Icon, really, really good deathcore band. Glad to have Beast in my collection. Might not be the best album, but it's still Despised Icon. So yeah, Despised Icon, check them out if you haven't for whatever reason. Out of all these, I'm going to have to rank them. Dr. Acula for the bottom, and then I would say Suffocate, Return to Despair would maybe go between Dr. Acula and Arsonists Get All the Girls. But if it was the Oakland album we're talking about, then it's right up there with Despised Icon. But yeah, so the ranking of this would be Dr. Acula, Suffocate, Arsonists Get All the Girls, and then at the top would be Despised Icon. So if you're wondering which one of these bands to check out first, obviously check out Despised Icon, and then check out Oakland by Suffocate, and then whatever by Arsonists Get All the Girls. And if you really want to check out Dr. Acula, maybe start with Nation and then work your way back, because yeah, you're gonna need to have a few energy drinks to keep up with all the shenanigans going on with that band. Anyway, that's been my stack of deathcore for this collection update. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This has been the Living Dead Formats, where physical media never dies, even though they like to tell you it's dead. Remember, they can take down streaming, but they'll never take our fucking discs. So keep collecting, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.